Last orders at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales, a curated 5e Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the tales of the Yawning Portal campaign module by Wizards of the Coast. Previously on Tavern Tales, we've entered the final chamber of the first level of the Forge of Fury, the bedchambers of Bordug, the Eye of Gruumsh, and her orc maids. Is combat nigh, and what is she brewing?
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise a glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? 1 beer or two, I'll drink to you.
She says,
Then you've been lucky, but other adventurers have been known to find their way into my bedchamber, but you were of the wrong sex for that service.
Well, I mean, I am open to new experiences.
I am not.
Dwarf's gotta try, right?
Eldith, were you sexually repressed in the temple?
No comment.
I have a wonderful flip book that I can show you.
beside the point, we're in heavy negotiations with Bordug, the female orc. Her 2 female orc companions do not say anything and defer to her. They look younger and sit there with their weapons out, ready to attack should the need arise.
Bordug says, what is your offer?
Well, I don't want to say anything that's going to make us attack us.
Fair. You're trying to wonder what she would find valuable? Is that what you're pondering is? You can make an insight check to see what you have a quick look around the room, see what she has that is of value and use.
Okay, let's do that.
Go for that.
20.
You are very insightful. You know that a handful of gold, a gem of some value, even some statue or arcane sort of looking thing would be greatly appreciated. She would even take a well-crafted or constructed weapon. You look around and you see upon the shelves, you've got such a great roll there on that insight check that you note that she is also missing several key herbs and spices on her little rack of spices. You can see they're in an array in little glass jars, all labeled properly and named, and they're on that little runnel that runs around the room, just next to the door, in little glass jars. And you see that she's missing thyme and rosemary, and parsley and sage.
That would be easy, right?
Yeah, if you had those. If somebody had an herbalism kit, they can roll to see if they did, in fact, have that. But I don't think anybody was an herbalist as their background for their character, so nothing of that kind.
What do you think this is? Vestments?
Your special robes that you wear as the proper, for like conducting ceremonies and
when
other
you
special things.
And like...
Would she be interested in incense?
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely. Yep. You could sell her up on some insects, but incense, and probably something else as well.
Do you like a costume? I got a costume. I have a hat. Ooh.
But we don't have any herbs.
I'm going to offer you a piece of the magical flying bread.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Well, Mother Orc, if you would like it, I do notice that you have a thing for spices and good smelling things. I have 5 sticks of incense I could offer to you, as well as some magical flying bread.
That sounds like a great deal. Half a loaf of bread and 5 sticks of incense?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I have 64 of them.
Don't tell her that.
Well, not anymore. You used a couple.
Yeah, no, I've been marking them off.
Perfect. Cut that in half, whatever the remainder is. So 32 less.
All right.
And 5 sticks of incense buys you passage through the door. She beckons. It's kind of an orc bedroom.
Does she close the door behind us and lock us in?
You haven't left yet. So
okay.
I was just going to point out that yes, looks like there's only room for 3 orcs to sleep here. And it does look like this is where the female orcs sleep, apart from the male orcs, which I guess was something Great Ulfi felt was necessary.
Fuck the patriarchy.
You kind of did.
Yeah.
You kind of killed all the men and then
Except
left the
2.
3 women alive.
There.
And they fled. They're not in the store anymore. So these,
And I shall tell them the ballad of dresses with pockets.
Ooh. That's all we ever want.
you make your way past Bordug, the orc shaman. Can I get somebody to make a religion check?
Yeah, I can try.
Oh, can multiple people do?
Oh, yes. Everyone can make a religion check if they would like to.
Still tuning my loot.
13.
I got 12.
18.
Do you have skill in religion?
I do not.
If you don't have skill in religion, I was going to recommend not rolling it.
Oh.
If you're not trained in religion, it's
I'm
not
not.
worth rolling, so don't worry about it.
I am, but she got better than me.
She would have no basis upon which to satisfy it, right? So I would tell her things and her character would be like, I don't care.
It's like me.
There.
I don't know.
Does Oscar have training in religion?
He sure does not.
Then he doesn't care. So the 2 of you have actually succeeded. Did you do have training in religion?
I do not.
Then you don't care either. So you know that Bordug is what is known as an Eye of Gruumsh, which is a horrible, evil god, depredations, terrible things, grants unholy powers to their disciples, and that this Eye of Gruumsh, as you're passing, is doing some sort of nefarious, dark ritual that, if completed appropriately, would be a foul stain upon the earth. And you're just made aware of that in passing as you go by, as she beckons for you to head out the door. She says,
Close the doors quickly. I don't want my little stingies getting in.
Ah, crap. Can she, like, as she's passing, pretend to trip and accidentally knock the cauldron over?
You're going to make us fight them, but sure.
Probably.
Yeah, but it's probably a good move, though.
Well, I'm being a paladin for light. I probably can't let her finish that spell. If Tessakar was here, he'd let her.
I'm of the same thought, because I don't care, so it's like, whatever.
I'll also tell you that an Eye of Gruumsh is made in this way. When an orc slays an elf in Gruumsh's name and offers the corpse of its foe as a sacrifice to the god of slaughter, an aspect of the god might appear, and in this case has. The aspect demands an additional sacrifice, one of the orc's eyes, symbolizing the loss Gruumsh suffered at the hands of his greatest enemy, Lorethian. If the orc does pluck out one of its eyes, Gruumsh offers the orc spellcasting abilities and special favors, along with the right to call itself the Eye of Gruumsh. And Bordug happens to be one of these individuals. The rest of you see Eldeth initially looks perfectly fine, like let's head for the door. And then Eldeth looks at the row of jars of bottles, really, Kyle? Looks at the cauldron, looks at the little scratches around the surface of the cauldron, gives another more significant look at Bordug, looks back at that, and her steps slow precipitously. And the rest of you all know, okay, something's going on. Eldeth is thinking about something, and then Eldeth goes.
As she slows down, gets one of her people following behind her to step on her heel, which causes her to lose her balance and footing and falls into the cauldron, because in her head she's still trying to avoid a fight, but hoping this will slow them down in time.
Oh, no.
Absolutely. And does she say anything in the process of doing that?
Ah, crap.
That's what I was going for when I said, and Eldeth goes, and then you're like, what? Like, ah, crap. And then she falls into the thing. Now roll a deception check. Now, question, are you okay with taking damage on this action and selling it, or do you not want to hurt yourself?
No, I think she's okay because she knows what kind of power this can give someone. And so she's trying to avoid getting her family into this. But on the other hand, she also doesn't want it to continue. So I think she's willing to do what she needs to in order to avoid it.
Perfect.
Can I use my blue mode?
You don't have to.
Oh.
How much of the liquid in this splashes on you?
Probably a third.
A good third of it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then you don't need to roll at all. No one would, in their right mind, deliberately trip, grab the edge of a cauldron, dump it on half or a third onto themselves, and then fall onto the ground and the rest of it roll out and put out the fire in the sewed thing, and also say,
Ah, crap.
and do you even offer up some delightful orcish epithets?
As in, like, swearing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she wants to sell it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So she's like, ah, son of a bitch, cock-sucking motherfucker.
It's not even selling it at this point. Roll 2d12.
Ouch.
That's how much damage you took.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, could have been 24.
Yeah.
You took a total of 14 damage, which is almost half your hit points. This thick, oily, black substance with a hint of jasmine and... I was going to say rosemary, but there's no rosemary. Actually, no, the rosemary is all in the pot already. So the hint of jasmine and rosemary, you can actually see the little stems of rosemary in it floating around because they haven't dissolved yet, washes onto the floor and onto you, burning you horribly. Can you tell me where you get caught by the burning fluids?
I think the cauldron's basically the same size as me.
Yes.
So I honestly think that it's on the entire half of my body.
Which half?
The right half, as I was passing it.
Make a good note of that. A whole half of your body. You may have this white gem as Gruumsch in the spiritual plane turns his eyes upon this ritual gone awry and sees the anointed one placed before him.
Oh, no.
And what does Gruumsch say up there in the spiritual plane, Marie Claire?
Excellent.
It sounded like egg salad, but I'll take it.
Eggs. Excellent. Egg salad.
It sounded like egg salad. I'll go for it. Egg salad.
Egg salad.
Oh, you want me to do like a really scary
New
voice?
choice.
Okay. Yeah, I can work with this.
New choice.
Finally.
What do the three of you do? No, we're done. We've refocused back on the group. Unless
Stop it now.
and Melusine laughs uncontrollably at her cousins rolling around, burning in boiling oil. That sells it even more. What does Oscar do when he sees Eldeth brutally injured?
I rush over to Eldeth and offer assistance.
Oh, that's kind of you. What does Fogrum do?
I'm just like sitting here in shock because I didn't think it was going to go down like that. And I kind of feel like shit because I did that, right? Like I stepped on her ankle.
I don't know if she really managed to fully articulate that's what she wanted. And if you've ever seen a good actor trip over their own foot and then glare at the person behind them, that's almost like what Eldeth did. So you just believe.
I'm just frozen and I'm just like,
you're like,
what did I do? I'm so sorry.
I wasn't even walking. I don't know what happened. My big feet.
So yeah, I'm just frozen in fear and scared.
Eldeth picks herself up. The oil is very cloying and burning and stingy. And we'll get there in a moment. The doors are opened. One of you opens the doors and you all get out. Bordug wails and says,
It was almost done. Oh, rasm.
which is like one of the most heinous swear words you could say in Orcish. It doesn't even have an applicable common translation, as now Paige writes that one down in her book. Rasm.
No, I think I had another one somewhere.
There are several at this point.
Yeah, that I wanted to use.
Dingleheimen and Numnarod are dwarven, but Rasm, straight orc. Who's the first out the door? Is Eldith the first out the door as they've escorted out?
No, I think to sell it a little bit more, Eldith tries to apologize to make it seem like she's genuinely
Sure, go for it.
sorry.
Yeah.
I think at this point she's a little hysterical because she didn't realize it would hurt so much. And so she's kind of like, Mother Orc, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to. It hurts so much.
Roll a deception check with advantage.
Oh, yeah.
I want to let them go.
Everyone believes with a natural 20 that Eldith did not mean to do what happened.
I feel extra bad now. I feel even worse. I felt pretty bad. Now it's like the worst thing ever.
The two orc younger women are standing up on the beds so that they're not touching it. The oil of the cauldron's mixture is all over the feet of Bordug. She wears flip-flops and, well, why not? And thickly coated, and you can tell that she's been injured and burned by this anointed mixture. She's just looking upon you with the most terrible expression And she says,
Your entry wasn't worth the price of admission. Go before I renege on our offers.
And I skedaddle.
you scrabble and scrape and slide in the ichor of this mixture. You make your way to bolt for the door. The door opens upon a room you have a great deal of experience with before, because it has a giant descending staircase into darkness, and forward north to your left there is a big grated gate that is formerly, or still around the edges, stuffed with rags and bedding and whatnot. And it looks like someone has, on the other side, ripped out all of the blankets and pillows and whatnot that were pushed into this grate to try to get in there previously.
As in, like, when we tried to come in here previously?
Exactly, yes.
And all of those big bug things came after us?
Exactly, yes.
So, like, now we're in the side that they were?
Yes, you are. The four of you stand there, look upon it. Fogger makes that sound, and you hear Bordug say,
Bordug told you to close the door. Slam. Click.
Well, because she said she didn't want those things to get in her bedroom, and now we know what the things are, and I don't like the things.
Faintly in the distance, you can hear the buzzing down the stairs. There is, however, another door to the north.
Thank God.
It doesn't look particularly accessible, and there are dead, burned individuals, orcs, laying charred in front of it. There are the stairs descending to the next level.
I don't... Sturges. They almost killed me last time. They're awful. Do we have bug spray?
Actually, does this black goo thing on me do anything?
So you take a moment and you start wiping it off of you, and it is thick and cloying, and it seems to have stained in certain exposed places, like your neck, the side, and your cheek. But anywhere there was clothing, you're okay. And there is a mark on your hand, and you're trying to rub them off. Did you want to do lay on hands on yourself?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Unless it's a bug repellent, in which case, no.
Yes. You could make a survival check, but you're not skilled in survival to know if this would actually repel the Sturges. You don't think it would, that the Sturges would come and get you anyway. Even still, you're really, really hurt, and you'd like to not be as hurt. So you go to cast your lay on hands. What do you say when you do cast lay on hands? I can't remember what you say.
I don't think I've actually ever cast it.
Yeah, you have. You've done your lay on hands, and it's usually just a bonus action, so it's actually often a quick thing. And if you recall, I believe you pull out your red string, your red ribbon, and you hold that with your hands, and you say something quickly, because it's just a bonus action to do lay on hands. That's okay. I don't think you have, because it's something that comes up in the moment.
Well, seeing as Sanctuary is
And remember, Sanctuary is the only one.
You have that written down.
Yeah. And that's the only one you're allowed to not actually say words on, because you have to do your actual prayer to your god. If you recall, your god is
Ilmater.
And you say just a quick word to Ilmater.
Ilmater, heal me.
It doesn't seem to be an immediate answer. Like, Ilmater almost always picks up on the first ring when he sees the caller ID say Eldeth. But it rings like 3 or 4 times before Ilmater picks up the phone and you're healed. How many points of damage did you want to heal?
So 5 times your paladin level?
Yeah, that's the number of hit points you get. So you have 3. You can heal a total of 15 hit points per long rest.
So, like, I can fully heal myself?
Well, you took how much damage? 14?
14.
Yeah, so you could, and then you'd have 1 left over still.
Yeah.
So you could do that.
Let's do that.
But the funny thing is that you actually don't have 30 hit points anymore. You only have 29 hit points.
Say what?
That somehow in the rolling around of the oil, that you permanently lost a hit point in that damage, that the scarring or the damage that was done to you permanently reduced your hit point total from 30 to 29. And a lesser restoration spell would normally grant that hit point back, but Gruumsch has taken a piece, a little snippet, and he's holding that right now.
The son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Isn't it pretty?
That's so creepy.
Shut up, Gruumsch. We're not focused on you. And Eldeth feels not quite whole. And everywhere the burns go away, but one mark that looks distinctly like an eye remains upon your exposed skin. So tell me, where is the Eye of Gruumsh upon the body of Eldeth?
I think it's smack dab in the middle of my chest.
Right on your exposed...
Right here.
Cool, yeah, because that's exposed skin. So like, well, I was thinking like there's your neck and your cheek and your hand were really the most exposed pieces of you. Everywhere else got burned, but the visible, always seeable spot.
Can it be directly right here?
Yes, if you want it to be right on your forehead, yes, there is a burn that looks like an eye on the forehead.
Paige with the big choices.
And yes, I gave you a white gem already.
Yeah.
And a blue gem tonight.
Freaking superstar for her birthday.
Quarter of a life. I learned things.
How many gems do you have, Marie Claire?
Ooh, too many.
Yes.
The Sturges await.
Question.
Yes.
So if I only had 29 hit points, does that mean I actually have 2 left over?
Yes, you do.
Winning.
The stairs await. You descend down the stairs trepidatiously. However, as you go to step down the stairs, you've seen Eldeth do her lay on hands thing and heal herself as you have many times before. And her clothes are still stained and marked with this horrible black. There's still flecks of rosemary and other herbs on the outside of her clothing as well.
That's
as
where
it
all the
begins to
rosemary,
dry.
thyme, and parsley and
Sage.
went.
As it begins to dry. But you've definitely, even though that right side of your body was burned, it has all been healed by the gift of Elmatter, who did not initially recognize the call. You get the feeling later on, but he did go, oh, she must have got a new number.
New phone, who dis?
He sends a message back.
Who dis?
And then can we see her eye thing, and I'm gonna lick my thumb and try to get off.
Absolutely,
And
yes.
but it's not.
It does not.
But I keep
come
trying.
away.
I rub a little harder.
Because
Yeah.
I probably don't actually know it's
You
there.
have no idea that there's this
You
mark
just got a
upon
little
your-
schmutz because I'm just gonna get it, and I rub really really hard.
Ow.
Oh, sorry. I don't think it's coming up.
You grab the back of her head. Stop squirming. Because you're Fogrim. You're like,
That's
"Oh,
true.
take care of
It's
this."
coming off. It looks stupid. You look ridiculous, but you smell great.
We're just gonna need some scrubber from
I'll
a
just
pot.
be very
SOS pad.
clear for the other three of you. She does not smell good at all.
But it's rosemary. I like rosemary.
Yes.
It's Frogherb's level.
It's but it's rosemary and bitumen. So yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, Fogrim is mistaking these smells because of Fogrim's newly absorbed influences.
Yes, the dark side.
I'm really worried about this party.
This party's just getting started.
We're not evil. We're just dark. It's different.
So the mark doesn't come away. You hold out, you check your shield, your reflection in your shield, and there's an eyeball on your forehead.
Priscilla tries to land but can't,
Oh.
and because it's all gross, and so she
But
kind
it's
of
already gone, isn't it?
Well, your clothes are the left side's perfectly fine. It's the right side that's all covered and saturated.
precariously places herself on the left side and kind of makes a frowny smile.
How does Ella feel?
I think she feels confused, but she also feels proud that she was able to save her friends with dealing with what she can only imagine would have been their demise.
You haven't said anything in a while, Oscar. What's going on?
I'm just taking it all in.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
You proceed down the stairs.
Do we still hear the buzzing?
The buzzing grows louder.
Let's hurry our ass up and try to find a way out of this Sturges hallway, please.
As we're going down the stairs, I'm just going to pull up my battle axes and just...
You descend down these worn stone steps that are the perfect stepping height for dwarves because they were carved and crafted by dwarves and for dwarves.
So they're not 7.5 inches, they're 5 inches.
They are perfect for dwarves.
All right.
As you descend the stairs, which is really nice because in normal human towns and whatnot, the stairs are always a little bit too big. and it's always a good exercise on them quadriceps. You don't have to worry about that here, and you're also going down. So you go down, and you see that there is a branch to the left and to the right. Now, the branch to the left is where the buzzing is the loudest and the most audible and the fiercest. The branch to the right is not at all buzzing. So if this party would like to go and rain utter hell upon a colony of sturges and kill them utterly and drive them from existence, you will all level. If you choose instead to turn to the right and go down the stairs, unfortunately, it'll be a bit longer for that leveling process to occur.
I think Eldith is having some internal conflict, so she's having a little bit of a psychotic break, and she's kind of like, kill them! No, that's bad! No, kill them! No, don't do that!
It's fair. These are bloodsuckers and carry disease, and they are not intelligent creatures. They are life, it's true, but they are like mosquitoes. They're just big medieval fantasy mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So I get that war, her training, and her knowledge.
Yep.
Fogrim hated those sturges.
Yes.
I don't think he has any interest to go back and fight them again, because that was a scary moment for him, because he did almost die. He doesn't want to relive it. The only way I think he would go back was if they had a plan to blow it up, to do some massive damage that ensured they all gonna blow up.
Yeah, I don't have anything that can blow things up. We could make
Fire and
a
alcohol,
giant metal sturge swatter, and then I could use heat metal, and then it would become a sturge bug zapper, like one of those ones that you can buy that
the electric ones.
the electric
Just head on down to Rona.
Yeah.
At Lowe's this weekend, 10% off.
sturge zappers.
Those are fun. Those are fun.
Oscar?
I really want to level, but I also really don't want to die.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there are white gems on the field,
Yeah,
It's true.
so if it's getting sticky, we can just be like, actually,
We never went down
they
there.
went right.
Actually, there were no sturgeon.
There are no sturgeons.
The sturgeon general warning is it would cost a lot of white gems to...
To say we went right.
So what about
say they're
6
extinct.
of them?
It's going to be one more than whatever we have.
I know that you feel like you're doing something useful, Marie-Claire, but it's just creating a whole shit ton of background noise.
sorry. I was just thinking they're all in a metal cage, and then I can heat metal and be like, haha.
We could trap them, and I don't know. It'd have to be a really elaborate plan that doesn't
Yeah.
involve us just running in there and trying to shoot them.
Yeah, and we don't know what we're.
We don't know.
I don't know how many.
4 dwarves stand on stairs at a crossroads between sturges and leveling and moving further into the dungeon. What do they choose to do?
I choose to keep going. That's my thought.
It's probably going to be safer if we go right.
It's always safer, but we should always make the bigger choice. If we TPK, we'll just throw Tessicar at them and run, and then she'll be happy, and we'll be happy.
Tessicar is not here.
Yeah. Because he had that knock thing. That's what I was thinking, something that explodes that doesn't have any
Right.
other use, but he's not here.
Knock does not explode. It just opens a door. It just makes
Yeah,
a
it
big
just
loud
opens
sound.
the
Well, what's the explodey one?
Exploding
No
room.
exploding stuff.
I vote for right,
And I also vote for right.
just because there's no spells and
And secretly, I'm a giant chicken, and we don't know what is going on with you, Eldeth. You
unless,
be crazy.
unless you've got something in mind, Eldeth.
All it takes is one of you to say, I'm going left.
It's
Because
true. We'll go
all
with
of you will follow. We have 2 people at the table who've indicated they're going to go right.
Mm-hmm.
Melusine is going to go,
Right. I don't have any spells. I feel like I'm going to die.
and Eldith says,
Kill them all.
And you just run in there with no plan?
Of course.
Well, it's happy to know you for a little bit. It's nice knowing you.
I have to go. I'll turn around immediately and follow.
I'm not gonna run in though. I'm just gonna
oh yeah, she just stomps. I get it. Yeah.
I'm also out of rages. So.
The eye, the rest of them can't see it. The eye opens and glows briefly as you make the decision for wholesale slaughter. Wholesale slaughter, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Oh my God.
Even of sturges. Just wants blood. Gotta feed that eye.
1 second passes, and who follows in Elda's footsteps at that point?
Me.
2 seconds pass. 3 seconds pass.
I'll follow.
4 seconds pass. 5 seconds pass.
Fine, I'm coming.
In the second round, Fogrim joins the battle.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And you can all roll new characters. No, just kidding.
Probably.
And then Fogrim anyway.
All right, you can all roll in it. I do not want to do another fight of Sturges on my podcast that lasts 3.5 hours long and is super boring because all you're doing is smacking mosquitoes that are eating you. So you all may instead roll your new hit die. You have all leveled. You have succeeded in rousting these Sturges.
Yay! Sorry.
But you are all so badly beaten and belabored and hurt and worn out from the conflict that ensued, but you have ensured Sturges will never again roost in the Forge of Fury.
I'm not even going to include them in the tale after.
They are a significant part of the tale. They are the leveling
Damn it.
element of the story.
I'm going to make it seem super heroic then. We were really awesome. There was actually a metal. They were nesting on a metal thing, and I used heat metal and burned all
You
their
had
babies.
no spells left.
Somehow it happened.
She found 2 rocks.
And just
She took one sturge and another, just rubbed them until they got rug burn and died.
I viciously mocked all of them.
You have succeeded. You have all leveled. You may choose to take the average on your new hit die, or you may roll the hit die that you have. Taking the average is oftentimes the better choice. You only have one roll. What are you doing with the white gems?
Can I hand these in?
For what?
Get it full?
Yes. You may spend 3 to just have full hit dice if you would like to.
Yeah.
Raise a glass and drink with the enemy. Raise a glass and sing with the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales, a curated Dungeons & Dragons 5e game set in the Tales of the Yawning Portal adventure module by Wizards of the Coast. Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com, or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure. The Colors of the Wind.
The Colors of the Wind. We should have sung that
That
and then
would've
be
been
like, and the Pocahontas table.
No, please don't.
I sing it every day.
She
at home.
sings it all the time.
Oh, really?
It's a really
It's a lovely
good song.
No, it's not.
It's fantastic. It's better than Let It Go.
People who are people.
For
Like,
the people who look and think like you.
But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew,
fuck this song.
Have you ever heard
the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins.
No, the reason why I don't like that song is because that's like the only part she ever sings.
I just think they all sound the same.
Paint
No.
with all the colors of the wind.
You always start with that part. You'll be like in the kitchen or in the bathroom. You're like in the bathroom.
You're like,
and I'm
fuck off, it's the best part. I like that one the most. Although I do like the end.
Yeah.
I like the Can Run the Hidden Pine Trails.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of
the earth.
Come run with all the riches all around you, and for once never wonder what they're worth.
I dare you, when we're in Disneyland, to go up to Pocahontas and start singing that.
Oh, if you
You
find
can't
her,
find
yeah.
her.
Really?
Well, they
She's
only
not-
do 3 princesses at a time, and I don't think they
I don't
ever.
ever
Throughout the
do.
whole park, there's only 3 princesses.
Yeah, they're in their. Oh, well, no, that's not necessarily true. But that's not really what we're here to do.
The place where you can go and like hug them.
There's a little castle, and you can go meet the princesses and have an engagement and talk to them, and then you can meet Tinkerbell and her friends in her little grotto.
So basically you're saying you can meet all of the white princesses.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
But the reason we're here today...
D&D?
Kill some orcs.
And by the way, the end of the song is, you can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.